Welcome to the Miles Offside podcast. I'm super producer Ian Stimson, and with me, as always, is Mr. 100% Chuck Bailey. How you doing, Chuck?
Stimson intro. Oh, that felt good.
Yeah,
I'm proud of that. We decided that off air, and yeah, that was fuck off, Oscar. You're out. No prep. What do we need? What do we need admin for? Who needs admin?
Yeah.
PAs.
We're stumbling.
Administrators.
Yeah.
Who else?
We should have prepared.
Nah.
Anyway, how are you doing though? You doing good?
Doing well.
How's Oscar doing?
Who cares? Not here, is he? No, he's having a bloody lovely time, isn't he? He's at the old Disneyland. He's got his lightsaber, his little bright red penis extension there.
How much did that cost again? That's gone out of the conversation a little bit, but it was expensive, wasn't it?
It's a lot. I think it's probably about what I pay in rent a month.
And Emily's got one as well.
Yeah, bless them. They were sending us pictures today of them in... It's a bit weird because obviously where they are was still like the Star Warsy bit. So it's like you're in a bar with lightsabers out and no one's batting an eyelid.
It's perfectly normal behaviour.
Yeah, it's a surreal place. They're very much amongst their own kin. So yeah, he's had a lovely day.
Should we have he's sent us a voice message. Should we have a little listen to Oscar?
Of course he has.
Yeah, of course he has. Here we go.
This doesn't caveat this though. This doesn't count as him being on the pod.
Absolutely not. No,
this
that's
still
fine.
keeps his percentage good. Yeah. 2/3 majority wins.
Yeah, it's got to be live. It's got to be live. Here we go though.
Oh, wait. He doesn't think we're putting this at the beginning of the pod, does he?
That's my review of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Oh,
I am having the best fucking time of my life. I made a lightsaber, and
He's not masturbating during this, is he?
Chewbacca and Rey and R2-D2, and I drank some blue milk. It was delicious. And well, I was in the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, he's getting there.
I was flying it. Up and down. And,
he's getting closer.
We didn't crash into any rocks because I'm such a good pilot. And then the thing was like, all right, punch it. And I was like, oh my god, I went this whole life waited for this my whole life. And then I did the little lever thing, and we went to lightsmith, and oh my god, it's so cool. And did I mention I made a lightsaber? Motherfuckers! Best day ever. I gotta go back to freaking out about Star Wars. But
this wasn't him freaking out about Star Wars.
I'm having way more fun than you are, so suck it. And also, Man City, you suck. Have a good time with not being in Europe. All right, bye.
Bit Brexity there. Yeah, there you go. It's not very often you listen to someone while they're probably masturbating. Yeah, so he is quite happy then. There you go.
So where is he again?
Drinking his blue milk. I've forgotten.
Yeah. South France. Just touring the vineyards.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we miss you, although that felt very much like you were there and the most animated we've ever heard you.
Yeah, says a lot.
It does actually, yeah. Are we dragging him down?
Let's not pull at that thread, mate.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I don't want to steal lines off him, but should we do some news? We're not going to pretend it's going to be rapid fire, are we?
Rapid. No, actually, no. Just news. Top story, only story. Literally the only thing that's going on pretty much in football, apart from the endless racism. You fucking. Yeah, Oscar's already alluded to it. Manchester City have been slapped on Valentine's Day, not the kind of slapping you maybe want on the day of love, with a 2-year ban from European competitions from UEFA. So this extends to the Champions League and the Europa League. And not only that, 30 million euros in fines for serious breaches of UEFA's financial regulations. Needless to say, they will appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport in what they are calling CAS2, the Reckoning. It's crazy, but like their statement said, they even Man City expected this to happen.
Their statement is the most ridiculous thing I've seen a club put out. It's like, poor me and accusing UEFA of running their own competition.
It's like a weird balance of that, and as well, just like the ultimate power move. Because, like, well, the CEO, who's Khaldoon Al Mubarak, he's been talking for a while that basically he'd rather spend 30 million on the 50 best lawyers. And if you've obviously been on social media and seen the videos of him balling up to the courts with like about 20 people in tow, and you're like, Jesus Christ, it's like he's a politician on some sort of like meet and greet. He's just smiling, he's doing cheeky winks, he's pulling up like the coolest motherfucker in the room. Like, they are prepped for this
big time. They've had, well, I mean, their statement, Manchester City is disappointed but not surprised by today's announcement by the UEFA due to...
What a sentence. Do you reckon they've just had that saved in drafts, ready?
Surely, ready to go. The club has always anticipated the ultimate need to seek out an independent body and process to impartially consider the comprehensive body of irrefutable evidence in support of its position. It doesn't sound like you're that confident, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It's the last bit. Simply put, this is a case initiated by UEFA, running their own competition.
Yeah.
Prosecuted by UEFA, again, it's their competition, and judged by UEFA. Again, they run the competition. They can do that. It's fine. With this prejudicial process now over, like they don't owe you anything, Man City. It's a competition. They don't owe you a thing. The club will pursue an impartial judgment as quickly as possible, and, like you say, will appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport at the earliest opportunity.
Yeah, it is mad. I mean, it's interesting to see how this will go because, I mean, the thing that City are going for, which is crazy because even though they say irrefutable evidence, I think that they mean that, yes, obviously we did this. It was like inflating the numbers from the Etihad sponsorship. I can't remember exactly what other specific things, but, how else are you going to spend like 75 million quid on Eliakim Mangala and Wilfred Bonney? Like, come on now. But
please,
it's apparently just because it's all about them just trying to get a loophole. Yeah. And that's the reason, they say about UEFA being kind of the judge, jury and executioner kind of thing, is that one of the lead investigators was kind of leaking or said very early on what the final decision is going to be before the investigation had even started. Not only that, but there's a Portuguese whistleblower whose name I think is Rui Pinto. He's kind of like the WikiLeaks of football. What's his name? Julian Assange. But less kind of ghostly apparition looking. Who, funnily enough, has actually been in prison for about a year at this point.
Fucking albino castaway.
Yeah. This Portuguese guy, Rui Pinto, as well, has been in prison for about a year because... he's very good at hacking emails and kind of he's the one that leaked it. So because it's kind of going by unscrupulous methods, this is how City kind of get out of it, which is hilarious. I just find like the ineptitude of UEFA and just the corruption can't beat someone with a load of money that knows exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. I have a real problem with this, and there will be Man City fans listening to this, no doubt, who feel a sort of media persecution thing about the club at the minute. And I just don't subscribe to that at all. There's always been talk of, or negativity around clubs that are seen to buy the league. It's not like Man City been the first one. Blackburn bought the league. Chelsea bought the league. Like, it's always happened that there is some negativity around it. And also, 99% of football fans would go, if that was my club, fucking love it. So it's like everyone knows that,
This whole money is the root of evil thing, but then also going, why aren't we spending 50 million on this striker? Oh, you bastards.
Exactly. It's nonsense. Everyone would love it if their club was bought up by a sheikh or whatever, I mean, look at the Newcastle fans were absolutely crying out for, I don't care about whatever human rights abuses have been committed, like, just buy my club because it's not as bad as Mike Ashley and Sports Direct. Please.
And, Mike Ashley and human rights abuses.
Exactly. Who's worse? Who knows?
Shall we say it's a sideways move?
Exactly.
Libelous, who knows?
No worse, no better.
No, but... I find it a bit weird if people think there's some sort of City agenda because this is a pretty big thing. So the media, of course, are going to latch onto it. I mean, you know, in the same way that Oscar does, I just kind of went on the BBC website before we started to try and look for some sports news. And there's nothing else in football. Rapid fire news, Odi and Igalo quarantined for coronavirus. That's it. Rapid fire news, done.
Still funny and worthy of mention.
14 days in isolation or whatever it is.
What's that, 200 grand? 500 grand, 600, how much does that cost? I don't know.
And it goes up by the second, doesn't it? But I don't see how you can. I mean, ultimately, I don't think this ban will happen. I mean, you look at UEFA's history. So Chelsea obviously just had the transfer ban. That got lifted by the Court of Arbitration for Sport. 2 years ago, PSG, who are often very much seen in the kind of same league as City, because City aren't a new club, but obviously coming into recent memory, new money, the upstarts, whatever. They were slapped with a €60 million fine, which I think very quickly just got dropped to 20 million. So they're not exactly known for these punishments kind of going...
Sticking.
Yeah. So I think they kind of go over the top with the 2 years and the 30 million euros. I reckon the European ban won't happen, and it will probably be about 10 million. I reckon, and that'll just be leave us alone for a bit, and then City will just keep doing the same old shit.
It's also the sort of the thing that has annoyed me about this is the idea that, well, this, you know, it's only because of financial fair play rules that this has become an issue. And to a certain extent, that's true. Didn't exist 10 years ago, obviously. But that's in place for the club's protection. Like, it's in place so as if Sheikh Mansour decides tomorrow, I'm going to sell the club at a drop-down price because I just want to get rid of it, blah, blah, and the club is left to pay ridiculous contracts that they can't afford because the wage bill is way higher than the turnover, etc., etc. That's what it's there for. It's there to protect the club. So it's sort of, I know it can be annoying if you get slapped with something that's more serious than you think it should be, like Oscar was, and it was reduced, as you quite rightly say. But like, it is there for the club's benefit, so clubs don't go out of business and stuff like that. I know that's unlikely to happen to Manchester City, but you know what I mean. It's sort of like it's not an argument to go, well, financial fair play didn't exist before, this isn't fair.
So if it had been 10 years before, it would have been fine. We could have just fudged all the numbers. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, that doesn't excuse it for me.
Doesn't fly, does it?
No. I mean, everyone is kind of piling on. I mean, like I said, I don't think this ban will ever actually happen. There's a lot of debate around what kind of happens to the club if it does get upheld, because these players will have performance-related wages in place that if they qualify for the Champions League or play in the Champions League, they get paid more, rightfully so, because the Champions League is worth a lot of money for clubs.
Yeah. And they'll be relying on them bonuses. I mean, they'll be destitute without them.
They'll have to wait at least another week for their gold-plated Shark Tank. I mean, it is just...
Awful.
Insane.
Awful.
And so what would then also happen with Guardiola? Would he go to somewhere else? Or...
Yeah.
For me, everything that's... Because it's such a kind of all of a sudden thing that the rate of speculation, everything happening, like, you know, the Premier League are going to put this in place, they're going to get docked points, they're going to get docked points retroactively, they're going to be relegated to League Two. I mean, all of these newspapers are cosmic bodies and red top bullshit that are saying these kind of things, because I can't see Man City fighting for promotion to play the mighty Peterborough.
Oh, come on.
Can't see that happening. I can't see them retrospectively giving Liverpool the title for however many years.
That was the most amazing one I read, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Because these crimes, let's call them crimes, why not? Because they encompass, go back to, I think, 2012. The 2014 season... That was the one, wasn't it, with the Gerrard slip? Could have retrospective points, and then Liverpool might get the... And this is going to be Gerrard putting the shirt back on to get the trophy and get his picture, isn't it? That's what's going to happen. He's going to do a John Terry. He's going to put the kit back on. And he's going to lift the trophy.
Brendan Rodgers will be there, getting the band back together.
Exactly. He'll love it, wouldn't he? I mean, yeah.
Suarez will love it. He'd love it, wouldn't he? He'd come back. But no, I think it's very speculative at this point, but it's going to be hilarious to see how it unfolds. And I reckon it will be quite rapid. because of the nature of it, obviously.
This has to get sorted quickly because Chris Wilder is having a little Champions League wank in the corner. He might.
Oh,
be...
is he? Fuck, no way. He could be where Liverpool are right now, and he'd still be screaming at all the players.
He'd be furious.
Mad. Why are we not 28 points clear?
Absolutely furious with the whole situation. But amazing that now Arsenal might have a way back in to Champions League. No.
Oh.
Could fifth happen for Arsenal? I'm not sure. I haven't got the stats. Don't know what the stats are. Don't know where Oscar gets them.
No, he actually did. He sent us something, so we've got some stat facts.
Wow.
So
Okay.
538 that he always uses for like number shit have done their table, but obviously deleted City's chances of making the Champions League. So
Really?
So
is this something they've done extra, or it's like no, they've gone no, sit your
No,
out.
I think they've just kind of deleted it and algorithms and numbers. So Leicester's chances of making the Champions League are now 98%.
Love it.
Should the ban be upheld. Chelsea's up to 82%, which is what he's really wanking about, obviously. Tottenham, 43%. So naturally, then you've got Sheffield United on 16, and even with Man City deleted, Arsenal are on 2%.
Oh, really? Even okay.
Even with a team
Jeez.
gone, so I don't really see much chance.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair
so
enough. What was Sheffield's again?
Sheffield United is 16%.
Wow.
So they're even less than Man United, actually, which is weird. Wolves are higher than Sheffield United.
I suppose that's just because Wolves are, and to a certain extent, Man United are proven entities in the Premier League. But sorry, I couldn't get that sentence out. I really wanted to just have a little go at Man United. But
naturally, get a dig in.
But I suppose these stats models always favour like established teams, don't they? But still, I mean, 16% for Sheffield United to make the top five, let's call it. Yeah,
we shall see what happens. I'm sure if anything bad or negative happens, Oscar will be bringing it up at every opportunity. But it is noteworthy to know that even Jose Mourinho is saying they deserve the benefit of the doubt.
Does he really?
Until the appeal, of course. And then come down like the hammer of Thor.
Yeah, he'll go all in then, won't he?
Can't resist a dig.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, there wasn't any football this weekend, was there?
A little bit. But, I mean, how did you enjoy the Palace break?
Bloody lovely. I woke up on Saturday and just thought, you know what? Football can't fuck up this weekend.
I can't be disappointed.
Can't be disappointed. Obviously, we had Valentine's Day on Friday, had a lovely meal for two, Waitrose for £20.
Classic.
Drank 2 bottles of wine, woke up. It even eradicated any semblance of a hangover. I just thought, this is bloody lovely.
Nothing can go wrong with today.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what went on with Peterborough?
Yes, Peterborough update. Let's go. 1-5 in a row. Let's do it.
Yeah, we fucked it.
Oh.
We lost to Fleetwood. It's a real shame, actually, because this win, I think, would have really...
You lost to Fleetwood Mac?
Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Rumours.
Tusk. Just naming albums.
It's all true.
But it was... Yeah, it's all true, sadly. I mean, Fleetwood Town, really?
No.
But having said that, I'm looking at 538 now.
Oh, you're on it now. That's it.
I'm on it now.
Oscar's gone. You do the intro. Pow. You're the stats nerd. Pow.
Yeah, exactly. And our percentage for making the playoffs is 56%, so it's better than evens now. I'm dreaming of Wembley, Chuck. I'm dreaming of Wembley. This is how we're going to do it.
It was destined to be because it's 20 years after your last time, isn't it?
Exactly. We discussed this in my favourite season, my favourite Peterborough season. It's all happening. It's all coming true.
Christy Pym's going to lift that trophy.
Yeah, I mean he'll drop it. Yeah. But
Do you think it's weird, like, you get a trophy for winning the playoffs?
Super weird, yeah.
Like, it doesn't count. Like, no one counts as a trophy.
It's really weird, isn't it? That there's an actual trophy for it. It's bizarre. It's like you can finish 7th and lift a trophy.
It's just something to hold up. It would be funny...
No, you can't. 6th, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Numbers. Sorry.
It'd be funny if the actual trophy you had up is just on sort of a chain and just every playoff final just uses the same one because it's like, no, you've got to just put it back for the next ones.
Pop it back.
Pop it back. Pop it back.
It's just so you can have your little Wembley moment while we clear the away fans out.
Yep,
not the away fans, the ones who lost.
Yeah.
You're both away fans.
You're both away. No one plays it.
It's not a home game.
Yeah, no. Checking the old brain Google, no one plays at Wembley anymore. No, just Tottenham. So you don't want to talk about football either?
Well, there is a little bit of that because I was on such a high and then just losing to Fleetwood.
Yeah,
Doesn't feel good inside, does it?
No, and to me, Fleetwood. I mean, I looked at the league, and Fleetwood are actually quite high up. But just to me, it just sounds like a non-league kind of deal.
Oh, 100%. It's like that. I've said it numerous times. It's like you come into football, being a football fan, and wherever teams are, that first season you're paying attention.
That's it.
That's where they are for the rest, in your head for the rest of your life. Who the fuck are Fleetwood Town? No idea.
No idea.
So as far as I'm concerned, they're non-league shit munchers, and then they beat
Did you get a red card?
No red cards even.
Progress.
No, there's very, very little going on in that game. But yeah, other than just losing. But never mind. No penalties, no red cards. We go again. I think I mentioned the next game I'm going to go to is Peterborough Portsmouth, and that will be no doubt terribly depressing.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, football wise, like you say, it felt a bit nothingy, didn't it? I mean, Wolves Leicester on Friday night.
Both teams are kind of in this weird state where in your head at first you're like, oh, that'll be a really good game, and then you think, well, no, this would have been a really good game about a month ago.
Yeah,
like when both teams were flying. But Leicester have really stalled recently. Wolves aren't necessarily doing too well. I mean, obviously they've got Europa League games coming up again, so it'd be interesting to see how they get on there. But I was surprised it was 0-0.
Honestly, it was a bit of a nothing game. I watched it mainly just going with Maddison and Vardy in my FPL team, just going, oh, for fuck's sake, do something. It was just, this was like, as far as I was concerned, last chance saloon for the both of them. And I was just like, you're determined to just get me to transfer you out, aren't you? Just fucking determined.
Yeah, I think a lot of us need to bite that bullet and get rid, because Leicester, yeah, they're kind of a shadow of them for themselves. I mean, Vardy hasn't scored for fucking ages, has he? Has he scored this year?
It's three games in the Premier League. Actually, no, it might be more than that. Actually, I might be thinking of assists, because I only think in FPL points, obviously.
Naturally,
so he might have got an assist. I don't know, but yeah, not much in the last few games, definitely.
No, his last goal was against Man City, which is 8 game weeks ago.
Fuck. Okay, worse than I thought then. And yeah, well, I mean, Wolves were unlucky with Bolly getting VAR'd.
Oh yeah, that was like a heel this time. It wasn't an armpit.
Trailing leg. Yeah, I mean,
for fuck's sake.
It's a tricky one, that, because obviously we've been largely pro VAR where we can be, but the rule needs changing. But can you change the rule when the rest of the pyramid underneath you hasn't got VAR? So it's sort of like, and it's a sort of worldwide rule, isn't it? It's not like something that you can just do what you like with. It's tricky, but that is not, no advantage was gained. It's not in the spirit of the game that a trailing leg like that can rule out a perfectly good goal. And I'm not just saying this because I've got Bolly in my FPL team. I can see you looking at me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not happy with it.
There it is.
But yeah, but it is. It's against the spirit of the game and me winning FPL.
Yeah, but you are winning. It's really bugging me.
Oh, good.
Yeah, same. Southampton never really got going in their game. I mean, Ings got a lovely goal.
What was up with that first Burnley goal as well, though? The corner that Ings just seemed to forget what he's doing on the front post.
That is the absolute dictionary definition of brain fart.
It really was, wasn't it?
He's on the near post. He goes to move towards it, and then it's like the ball's on fire. And he just jumps out of the way, but looks at it, kind of going past, and then goes, "Oh, I was in front of the goal." And, it's in.
But it's not even like it was sort of tight, as if it was going towards the side netting,
No.
and he nearly. It was a country mile in front of the post and sort of bent in, or got wind assisted in.
Winded in.
And I'm assuming wind assisted because the goalie was also 6 yards in his own fucking net.
Well, he probably assumed that Danny Ings should have just stayed on the post where he was meant to be.
True.
Because then it just kind of would have just hit him in the chest, and then he could have just cleared it.
Got rid of it, yeah, doing his job. It was good because Match of the Day pointed out that he was sort of just previous, like, shouting at Kyle Walker-Peters to get closer to him and stuff, and then it was like, oh shit, the corner, oh, it's a goal. And it was just like, yeah, maybe you should stop shouting at the boy who knows exactly what he's doing and just stick on the fucking post and do your job. Yeah. I mean, he did. It was a bit of a weekend of people atoning for their mistakes, though, because he then went and scored a decent goal.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you mentioned that, and today we had Toby Alderweireld fairly early on getting an own goal and then scoring up the other end.
Yeah, I managed to reverse jinx both of them, I think, because I tweeted about how Alderweireld's a bit shit, isn't he? And then, 10 minutes later, went and scored. And then tweeted, Engels really should have known better than doing that tackle. And then he goes and scores. It's like, if you want me to criticise anyone, just let me know.
Yeah, it really, you're sort of like a negative, positive vacuum. I don't know which way around this works. Reverse jinx. Let's just leave it. Let's not try and come up with it.
I don't even know if that was right, but let's just say that.
Yeah, you definitely are. There's some sort of thing about you. Liverpool, just Liverpool being Liverpool, I guess. Just getting a 1-0 win against Norwich.
Potential triple captain territory, some people were saying, but I mean, everyone knows if you're going to triple captain a Liverpool player against Norwich, you do it in the home fixture, Friday night, first game of the season. That's what you do. You triple captain Salah.
Naturally.
Goal and assist. Lovely old job. You don't do it when they're away. Don't be silly.
No.
But yeah, Norwich did well. I sort of felt for them. I mean, they were under pressure, but they were playing well. I think they sometimes lost their shit in front of goal a little bit, but because they did have chances even. It's not like it was fully Liverpool all the way, but quality outed eventually. Mane's goal was beautiful.
Oh yeah, the touch on that is just outrageous, and the fact that he can do that. He's just come back and he was he come off the bench.
Yeah, what a great decision by Klopp, I think, to just leave him on the bench. You know, not sort of bring him back from injury, chuck him straight into the starting lineup, but be that like impact player. Looked like he had not had any time off at all. Like just looked sharp as you like. Absolutely brilliant.
No, it is mad, and yeah, time's really running out for Norwich now. I mean, they're 7 points adrift. Yeah, there's 12 games left. You don't.
It's a shame, and I admire their commitment to continue playing football.
Yeah,
Todd Cantwell's brilliant, absolutely superb player. And he'll definitely, I think they might have said this on Match of the Day as well, he'll definitely get snapped up by someone if Norwich go down.
They are in that position where they it just hasn't worked out for them. I don't think anything's really badly. Like, a thing going around a lot of the Palace kind of side of Twitter this weekend was about Daniel Farke and him, coming over to Palace. A lot of fans would be happy with that. And I think they're just kind of not quite good enough. And a lot of it, they haven't got the rub of the green.
Yeah.
Because, people have been saying, they're playing really good football. They've got good players. Pookie was unstoppable in a very early part of the season. Yeah. Then they just had that win against Man City and just collapsed for what felt like an eternity. And I'm sure Norwich fans are really, really suffering then. I feel your pain. I know what it's like. But yeah, they're going to get a lot of players snapped up. I mean, you've got like Buendia, Campbell, Pookie. You'd be surprised if he didn't, someone didn't cash in on him. I mean, if Man United had bought Odi and Igalo.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, yeah, exactly, yeah. Who's had, 2/3 of a good season one time?
Yeah.
Well, Pookie's practically had, he had a third, and it was a bloody good third. So why not?
And he destroyed the championship last year, didn't he?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm pretty sure he was top scorer.
Oh yeah, he's a great player. It's just I don't think he's necessarily had the sort of support that he requires.
No, and that's what happens, in a team like that. If you don't quite have the quality everywhere and you're not getting the service and things aren't going right, they've been hit by a lot of injuries this year and haven't really been able to come out of it.
Yeah.
So. You never know. There's been plenty of great escapes.
What are you saying? Get Pearson in? Get Pearson in? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, God, no. No, that manager bounce is just done.
Okay.
Struggling Brighton and you draw 1-1. I say this Palace are playing them in 2 weeks, fuck's sake.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah. Yeah, because Watford were looking really good for a while and then they've just lost to Villa and Everton and drew with Brighton. But
short-lived bounce.
Yep. What else? What other football happened?
Villa Spurs.
Oh yeah,
decent game. Villa were doing really well. I sort of felt for them. I think I haven't gone to hand because I don't care, but I think XG wise it's about right. But I sort of felt for Villa because they were really not cowed by Spurs. We've talked about this a lot actually. Teams like Villa, the likes of Villa, not being cowed by teams the likes of Spurs. And there was just no, Grealish just consistently runs at players. No fear whatsoever. El Ghazi's a player as well. He really is.
Yeah. It's a very similar kind of story to Norwich. But Villa, it's been their problem all season. It's late in the game. They just always seem to concede late.
That is the thing. Yeah, I mean, when I was watching the first half and it's 35 to 45th minute and you're thinking, I don't think Villa, already thinking, I don't think Villa will be able to keep up this intensity. You know, they were playing brilliantly, but you just sort of think this will not last. 75th minutes is going to start to drop off.
I mean, it shows how much of a crazy game it is. You've got own goals in there, saved penalties, all sorts, like just mentalness. And I think you mentioned about XG, and I think Villa, off the top of my head, I think Villa actually generated 2 plus the own goal.
Oh, okay.
So it should have really been about 3. So
right, okay.
that kind of shows how much into that game they kind of were. But Spurs, you know, Mourinho's just about kind of getting a result now, and it's kind of, they aren't necessarily performing too well, but they're just kind of drumming along nicely, and you know, we can expect big things from them in the summer, I think, naturally, especially if Mourinho's there. And then
I just quickly, I just looked at, because I was just looking at the XG, Kaylee graphics, Aston Villa Spurs, but the caption is, "What if football but without midfields?" It's quite good. It's quite good sum up of that game.
Oof. And upset of the week: Arsenal 4, Newcastle 0. Stevie Bruce, what are you doing? They needed a wheelicopter in there, really, didn't they?
Yeah, I'll tell you, there was at one point a fan invaded the pitch, and I thought, it's happening.
Here we
go.
We could have got another 15 minutes out of that. If only.
No, sadly not, though. No wheelicopter was involved.
No. And so Arsenal, do we have to praise them? Should we praise them?
I think we probably should. Well, we can praise their second half performance. First half performance, Newcastle did very well, but overall, there was a graphic that Sky put up about, I think it was dribbles and all sorts of and XG and shots and stuff like that, and they were like 20th or 19th in the league on everything.
Woohoo! Not us.
Yeah, exactly.
Not us.
You beat them on something, but it was pretty poor. And I think Arsenal just took every chance they got, really, which is unlike them. So we perhaps should praise them.
Newcastle recently have been very smash and grab, so it doesn't, it doesn't always work out that way. But I think 4-0 is pretty emphatic, especially, they've got a lot of players that need the kind of confidence side. So, I know Adam's been saying Lacazette really needs a goal. Nicola Pepe really needs to kind of get involved again. And so for, between them to get 3 assists and 2 goals, that's pretty good. So, the Arteta revolution, I guess, goes on.
It seems like a slow burning one, but it could be happening. But I mean, it's weird to say that when Arsenal are just sort of barely scraping along the bottom of the top half, if that makes sense. It's just sort of like, really?
They are the barnacle of the Premier League.
I like that, yeah. Yeah, the barnacle on the hull of the top half of the Premier League.
Don't mention hull in Premier League.
Sorry.
Yeah, and they've got a really good run of fixtures, actually. So Everton, then they're not playing the week after. Then they've got West Ham, Brighton, Southampton, Norwich.
Okay.
And then Wolves. Then they get a bit of a tough one. Wolves, Leicester, Tottenham, Liverpool. So if Arsenal are going to relinquish the status of barnacle of the Premier League, they need to win the next 5 games, which there's some banana skins in there.
Yeah, with Arsenal, that could go anyway. Literally anyway, but there is a chance there. Yeah, you've right to highlight those fixtures, definitely, because it's the sort of fixtures that Arteta will be targeting. So
absolutely, you need those easy wins, get the confidence going, and away you go. That's it. Football done.
Well, it's done for us at the minute because we've not. We're obviously recorded Sunday night as usual, so we won't have watched Chelsea Man U. No. Which is happening Monday night. In fact, there'll be 2 Chelsea matches before we next record with our resident Chelsea fan.
Maybe that'll be the first one I miss.
Really? What, if Chelsea beat Man U and Spurs, you're going to call it a day?
I just think if he can talk enough about one Chelsea match and they signed a player after the January transfer window, it's just going to be Chelsea loving next week, fuck's sake.
Yeah, could be. And of course, we don't know about the Man City match, which was rescheduled in this game week.
Yes, obviously all the FPL nerds lost their shit about that.
And then quickly regained their shit.
Yes. But then got annoyed again because they realised Lundstrom wasn't coming off the bench for them.
Yeah, exactly. They've always got something to be annoyed about.
Snowflakes.
I mean, good portion of our listenership, but still.
Oh, bloody good bloke.
Although none of them will be listening this week because it's just me and you. So.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
just doing this for us. Fuck them.
FPL Badger, is that a thing? Probably.
Almost definitely.
Almost certainly. FPL Axolotl.
I think that might be one of mine, actually. I have got an account called FPL Sommelier because Adam P suggested it. So I've got... It's a dummy account. I just change its name all the time. Depending on what
about 3 years ago, as a joke, I did FPL Sausage, and people started following me. But
it's mental, isn't it?
But my only tweet, because I was gonna go full in on this, and I was just gonna keep tweeting about good FPL facts, but putting in different images to the people that they were. And so my one tweet was about Luka Milivojevic, and I put a picture of Slobodan Milosevic.
That's good. That's good stuff.
That was it. And so, I was FPL Sausage.
Short-lived FPL Sausage. But it's funny, you put FPL, you put hashtag FPL in your bio, people just start following
These
you.
people get 1,000 followers in a day.
No problem.
Mad.
It's like, what are you doing?
We're here doing this shit for a fucking year and a half. Well, I could just hide behind a picture of a fucking scrotum. FPL ball bag.
Yeah. Almost definitely done as well.
Yeah, that's been done, isn't it? FPL blind. I'm just going to look around the room now and see what I can do. But yeah, speaking about the lovely FPL community and the people that follow us and literally keep us going.
Most of the ones that follow us seem lovely. We have some lovely interactions, but there are some fucking jebends, as you would say, and used so delightfully on Twitter today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I think, there's just pricks everywhere, isn't there, really?
Yeah, true. That is true.
So let's not cater to their bullshit.
No. Let's do our FPL team, our community FPL team. Quick editor's note, I've decided to cut the FPL section. I mean, there was some really intelligent, funny conversation, obviously. Chuck congratulating on me being brilliant and beating the podcast team now. But the suggestions that we made for transfers all seem a bit stupid now. One of them involves Son. He's now out for weeks. One of them involved Tammy Abraham. Didn't feature for Chelsea. Don't know when he's going to be back. So we decided it was a bit pointless to put that whole section in. Obviously, just imagine it was really funny, really clever. We did suggest Willy Bolly quite a lot. We said Willy Bolly quite a lot because Willy Bolly's fun to say. Willy Bolly. But yeah, just, we've skipped straight to the listener questions. Enjoy. Right. We've got a bit of listener questions, a bit of admin as well. New Patreon time.
New Patreon. Ka-ching.
We've got Andy Penn coming in. Andy Penn comes in as a $2 Patreon. Thank you for your support. Andy Penn is our one listener who listens in Qatar.
Oh, can he get us tickets to the World Cup?
I don't know. I should ask. We should definitely hit him up for that. He's in the Slack. Let's do it.
Wait, he lives in Qatar?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, he was telling me a story about how obviously Qatar's quite a conservative country, and he was listening to one of our listener questions sections before where...
Hang on. They can get our podcast in Qatar and it's not censored. It seems like something that we probably shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
Well,
he was listening to it in his car with the windows down and quickly stopped when he was getting some looks. Because I think we were talking about aggressively having sex with each other in some scenario, I'm not sure. But, yeah. I won't be fully stunned if he remains our only listener from Qatar.
Well, I don't know, Andy. Roll down them windows.
Yeah, spread the word.
What up, my Qatari crew? What?
Do we think that's likely?
Coming to a World Cup near you.
Yeah, so there you go. So Andy Penn's on board, and you can be as well if you go to patreon.com/milesoffsidepod, where Oscar will no doubt soon be dropping a 3-hour podcast about Galaxy's Edge and the blue milk he's drunk and the lightsabers he's made, and no doubt there'll be a pod incoming. I do FPL pods, and you get access to a Slack where we can chat nonsense to each other.
Yeah,
so get involved.
Getting bored with the other Slacktivists. That's what I'm calling them now.
I like it.
Yeah.
What else have we got to say as well? Oh, we should say we got an email, so you can email us, milesoffsidepod@gmail.com.
That's our second email in the inbox.
Literally.
Year and a half.
It's been like tumbleweed.
Year and a half we've had that. 2 emails. Brilliant.
Yep. But Eric, we got your email, and we're going to save it for when Oscar's back.
E-Rock.
Because we think there's stuff there that needs to be addressed with Oscar.
Okay.
So we got that. We've been having DMs.
This was weird. Like, one of our listeners from Texas, shout out Texas, which is very odd considering we praised them. So it's nice. Maybe we should stop insulting the North, and then more people would get in touch.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, we love the North.
Do I have to cut that whole Man City thing?
No, leave that in. That was good.
Okay, good.
But yeah, fuck them.
Specifically.
But yeah, we had one of our listeners from Texas who it turned out was going to Disneyland at like this weekend as well.
Yeah.
And that's weird considering the Venn diagram and how small our listenership is. Especially this fucking week, let's face it, based on previous.
Yeah,
no one's listening to this.
Exactly.
Yeah, that someone was going to Disneyland at the same time, so who knows? Maybe they furiously masturbated over lightsabers together. Who knows?
What a beautiful image.
Beautiful.
But anyway, we asked for listener questions because we were on our own. As usual, we were not let down. Jeff Pedder, one of our Patreons, one of our newer Patreons, not as new as Andy Penn. This is how it goes. If you're the newer one, you're the favourite.
Yep.
That's how it goes. Sorry about that. If you want
Penn is mightier than the pedestal.
Nearly a thing that people say.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, the only way for people to get back on that pedestal is to up their pledge. That is basically it, because there's a $10 level where you can be a producer and we'll name check. There'll be a name check at the end of every episode. No one's ever gone for it.
No. There's a tier above that as well, isn't there?
There is a tier above that.
No one's enabled me to buy them a month's supply of socks yet. That's just what I'm saying, guys. Literally would be my dream. It would be the pinnacle of everything I've ever done. Does it include fatherhood yet?
It does. It does. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, let's say that.
Anyway, let's gloss over that. Jeff Pedder asks, which Monopoly piece did you always play with?
I fucking hate Monopoly.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why, but I mean, I always seem to lose. You know, I always play with... Gee, I need to quieten down as well, just in case she hears this, because I'll probably get beaten up. But no, I play with my girlfriend, and she is...
Monopoly.
Yeah. Yes. Simultaneously the worst loser and worst winner at the same time, because what will happen is we'll start...
She is or you are?
She is.
Right, okay. Sorry.
At the beginning, I'll do quite well.
Right.
And be like ticking along nicely, and then she'll want to stop playing. Oh. And so I say, no, come on, like we keep playing. She's like, no, I'm going to stop playing. I say, well, okay, that means you lose. And she goes, well, no, I'm not losing. It's like, well, you need to carry on playing. And then inevitably she buys up the whole fucking board and then just starts laughing at me endlessly as I constantly mortgage properties, just hemorrhage money. It's very much a representation of real life. Okay. But I like being the race car, vroom vroom.
The race car, okay. I was always the boot, and I don't know why. I feel like it was like Oscar said before. My family didn't have a lot of money when I was a kid. They just felt working class to be the boot,
and it was actually an actual boot. Yeah, it's just you had to take off your shoe to play.
Exactly. It was a Monopoly set my dad had got out of a skip. We were just using our own things as pieces. Yeah.
Yeah. Is the boot one of the pieces they've got rid of now?
Yeah, there is new. I've got Monopoly behind me. Do you want to have a? I could look what's in there.
Do you want to open it up?
Yeah, hang on.
Do you want to open? Yeah, crack that baby. Where is it?
Where is it?
There, bottom left, underneath the Cluedo.
There we go. Hang on.
Right, this is literally live.
If they've not changed now.
No, I think you'll have a picture. There's like a cat, and then they did one where you could vote on it, and there was like a dinosaur. I think they got rid of the iron. Something about it being like...
No, there's an iron. I've got an iron.
Oh, he's got an iron. Right.
There's an iron. Right, got the top hat, classic.
Top hat.
Okay, what is that? That's a racehorse on a plinth. Was that a thing?
That looks like you've just confused it with Risk. You sure you haven't...
No, this is Monopoly. Yeah, this is like a horse. I don't remember a horse. Was there a horse? Anyway.
Never a horse. Okay. Battleship.
There's a car. There's a car, but it's not like a race car. It's more like a classic.
No, that was always the car.
Okay, fine. Sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
This is really good content for
right. Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
listening. The thimble. The thimble. I think they got rid of. Where's the battleship?
Yeah, here we go. It's more like a steamboat. Steamboat. Dog. Forgot the dog.
The
Always
dog.
a dog.
Scotty dog.
Yeah. Wheelbarrow.
Naturally.
That's new, isn't it?
No. Wheelbarrow's old. I think you've got an old set.
No. Because there was always
Hold
only
up the lid. Let me see the lid.
Oh, hang on.
Where have you...
There you go.
Oh, okay.
I think it's pretty. I thought there were like 6 pieces. I don't remember there being a wheelbarrow. That feels. I would have been that. That feels working class.
And you love your gardening.
That's exactly, yeah. There's the boot. But this is definitely new. That's like an Arsenal piece. There's a cannon.
Oh no, the cannon. Yeah, that's old.
Right, hang on. This is now I'm wondering whether there's like different generations because you're saying these are old. I'm saying they're new.
Yeah, I don't know.
We need to look into this. Okay, we'll do a Monopoly update next week.
Okay, good.
I'll do some research.
Let's leave that there for now. Pedder, you've got something to come back and listen to, mate.
Yeah. Right. Now you just got to listen while I put this away.
You can't possibly edit this bit out either.
Nope.
Right, now you got to lift up the boxes.
No, I'm not doing that.
No, fuck that. All right.
Right, okay. Jeff Pedder, he's got another question. I hope it doesn't involve me getting back to the shelves.
I can't be bothered with opening the box again.
No, exactly. Who is number 1 on your laminated list? Now, this must refer back. That's exactly what I was going to say. Not fucking Moby.
No, I would. Evidently, he's easy. Let's go, Moby. We know where he's hanging out? No, obviously not.
Grim. So this refers to a couple of episodes back when we heard a story about a friend of a friend. Do we believe that? Friend of a friend who had Moby on her sort of hall pass list of celebrities she could have sex with without it being a problem, and met Moby and had sex with him and broke up her potential marriage.
Yeah, after the fact, I feel like it's one of those apocryphal stories where it's like, you know, the inevitable, everyone knew someone who on their last day of school released 3 pigs, and one was painted number 1, one painted number 2, and one with number 4 on it, and all the teachers spent all day looking for number 3. Don't buy it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It does have a whiff of that about it, but I want to believe it. It was a well-told story as well, so I want to believe it. But in theory, who would be top of your list?
And I feel like it's messy answering this question.
That's a fair point. I feel like you're a man whose opinions waver in the wind, change with the tides as well. You would have one week and one another.
That's it. I'm a man for all seasons.
You are, yeah.
Yeah. Who's yours? Alexandra Daddario?
How the fuck did you know that?
Mate, because one time...
I'm not kidding. That is what I was ready to say. And then you looked into my soul... And
Ian's soul. Oh, we didn't do the intro this week. Fuck. Ian's soul, man. Look into it. See Alexandra Daddario in Ian's hole.
I cannot believe you pulled that. Genuinely, I've mentioned her before, haven't I?
Yeah, probably back in like episode 40.
Well, I'm on the back foot now. I'll be honest. I can't believe you did that. Baywatch is a good film, isn't it?
I watched it. That is a good film, to be fair. Oh, yeah, that was it. That was why we were talking about it, because Oscar kept saying that he wanted to see Zac Efron's dick. Do you remember?
That's right. That might be where I brought her up as well. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to answer for Oscar here and say Zac Efron is number 1 on his eliminated list.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, because after that I watched the film, and it's a very good film.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like, Kel, I remember Kelly sort of said, oh, do you want to watch Baywatch? That's on Sky like now. So I was like... And I sort of, put up a pretense of really desperate to watch it because I knew she was in it. Yeah, go on then, yeah. And then not only was she in it and looking amazing, but the film's actually really fucking good. It's funny. Like,
yeah, it's very self-aware as well. Like,
super self-aware.
I think at the end where Pamela Anderson comes in slow motion, they're like, how is she doing that? Like,
I genuinely thought it was a fun film. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And you've really stunned me with that shout there. I was literally, the next 2 words I was going to say was Alexandra Daddario. Right. And then Jeff says, God bless him, showing an interest. Lastly, Ian, have you sold that fucking house of yours yet? Weird way to put in a bid, Jeff. Just name a number and, we can talk. My house is currently under offer and I'm looking for a new house to record a podcast in.
Yeah.
So I'll keep you informed.
Yeah. Do you want to sell him your house, Jeff?
Yeah, I could buy Jeff's house. Not if he lives anywhere near London. I can't afford that. So got to stay in the Peterborough area where my money will go somewhere. But yeah, other than that, anyone wants to sell me their house? It's a new strand.
Yeah.
Sell me your house.
Can Ian buy your house?
Nearly all the time, the answer will be no. I haven't got enough money, and my wife's incredibly picky. That's Again, don't pull at that thread.
I'm not fucking commenting.
So,
I'm not making this situation any worse or better.
good. Should we talk Monopoly again,
You
please?
let that sit there, no? And let's face it, your missus doesn't listen.
No. She listens to the non-football
Intro.
ones.
Oscar's intro, and that's it.
Yeah. No, the non-football ones. Like, she enjoyed the off-menu one. And the Marvel ones and stuff like that. And the Game of Thrones ones. She listens to the non-football ones, but not the football ones.
We don't really talk about football, which is interesting.
I know, I don't tell her that though.
No.
So,
You don't want to listen to all of it.
Yeah, exactly. Terrible business.
That's how you confound all the insults into those podcasts. Go, we talked a lot about football this week, babe. Yeah, Kel, you don't... just so much stats and goal facts and
football.
XG.
Yeah.
XGA. Abbreviations.
Love it. Sam Danby's got a lot of questions with 2 choices. So we'll...
All right.
I don't want to rapid fire these because I like to ramble, as you know.
Yeah.
So first one, boxers or briefs?
Wait, I struggle because boxers,
Right.
but a brief's like tighty whities.
Yeah, traditionally, I think, yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No. Fuck that. I saw an article and it shocked me the other day that apparently like tighty whities, like Y fronts, are now the most popular form of pants.
This is the thing. It's things go in cycles. Because when I was at school, if you'd have been getting changed for PE and had a pair of briefs on, you'd have been taking the piss out of massively. Like it was a big thing. You know, everyone wore boxers. But I don't know whether it's gone the other way or like anything. I don't know. I don't know what the kids are into.
You've got your own undercarriage to worry about, isn't it? No need to worry about everyone else's.
Exactly. Yeah.
But what are you? You like them swinging free?
Boxers, but like I don't know, boxer briefs almost, I suppose. But Kelly gets very... I'm referencing my wife again.
It's right, she's not listening, so whatever you
it's
want,
not
mate,
listening, no.
Safe place.
Not, unless she's outside the door, which is very possible. Like, if I wear boxers that she puts it big enough that they're like a flag, then she doesn't like that. But then neither do I, really.
That's a dig.
Well, that is a dig. And neither do I, because at my age, my bollocks are down by my knees, so I could sit on them if I'm in. I need containment. I need containment, is what I'm saying. Why am I talking about this? You didn't push it. You didn't push it. Why am I doing this?
I didn't need to know about you sitting on your bollocks like a space hopper. I didn't need it. Speaking of waistline, weight update. Let's go.
£2 down.
£2 down.
£2 down. 14.2.
Nice.
There we go.
That's the same as me.
Is it?
Because because we haven't mentioned this yet. After obviously all the BMI chat and having a dig at you about laughing about you being £199.
Yep.
Yeah, I weigh £199.
Yeah.
But my BMI is only just into overweight. I'm 25.5.
That is only just into overweight. Yeah. So you're...
Because I am 6'2", Oscar, you prick. And Emily, you fucking lightsaber. Doctor bitch. Just kidding. You're a lovely, lovely lady.
Oh dear.
She won't listen. She doesn't listen.
Speaking of this weight loss thing, actually, I did my first circuit training on Monday. Ooh. And we were booked in for it at the gym, and I said to Kel, I'm a little bit scared about this, I'll be honest. It says it's all levels, but I am not a fit man. I'm a little bit scared by this. And Kelly was like, you'll be all right, be fine. And we booked in, and we got there, and I got into the room sort of thing, and most of the people there were older. And I said to Kel, brilliant. I'm quite happy with this. I feel a bit better already. Fucking shocking. I was shocking. Like, 50-year-old men were caning me. Absolutely caning me. And I know we talk about my age, but I am only 36. It should not be a problem. And it was fucking embarrassing. I think I was the only one who had to stop. Like, the whole point of a circuits thing is that you sort of powering through, you just going station to station. No, I had to stop. There was one where I just sat it out. And the instructor comes up and says, "Are you all right?"
I said, "No, fuck off, leave me alone."
I said, I
don't want to anymore.
She was like, "I just needed to check." I was like, "What, from a health and safety point of view, you just needed to check I was still alive?" Awful.
And she said yes and moved on.
Yeah, exactly. That was Monday night. I was still aching on Thursday. I was still making noises when I was getting out of a chair. Booked in again Monday night.
Oh, Jesus Christ. See, this is why I laugh about all these things, but I won't go to those because you're getting shown up as a 36-year-old. If I get shown up as a 29-year-old, it's not happening.
Some of these, honestly, they just weren't stopping. And I was like, how are you all doing this? I look like a fucking sweaty blob. And it was awful. But, maybe that's what I need because I'm clearly not pushing myself in the gym on my own. I've never reached anything like that limit. So, God. Anyway, back to Sam's questions. Do
you want to take a minute, mate? Because even talking about it, you seem to be a bit out of breath.
I'm just a bit worried about where this is all going to lead. I seem to be just talking, saying awful things all the time.
Are you familiar with the concept of a podcast?
Yeah, but I don't usually have to do a lot of it. I just sort of chop it up afterwards.
Everything's happening in a minute. You did the intro, you're doing circuit training. You're a man of the people. I'm
not sure any of them have been successful.
No.
This one I don't really get. Wales or Scotland?
For what?
Is that a choice? Yeah, I don't really know if that's the choice that really needs to be made, is it? I've never been to Scotland.
Have you not?
No.
I said that really high pitch then. Have you not?
No, we both did. Yeah. No.
Been to Edinburgh. Edinburgh is a lovely, lovely old place. You really like it. It's just lots of pubs.
Oh, splendid. Sounds like exactly what I need, yeah.
That's good. And then Wales is...
Wales is beautiful.
Yeah, very nice.
My favourite holiday I went on was to Snowdonia. We stayed a mile away from the village. It was in the middle of nowhere and there was no phone signal for a week and it was fucking glorious.
Oh, that's the dream. See,
it was beautiful.
My phone contract that I have, I can't ever get signal abroad.
Oh, okay.
If I wanted to do that, I'd end up paying an extra £15 a month, and it's not happening. I've got a really old, really good contract where I pay £8 a month, and I've got unlimited data and texts. I'm never changing it, ever, ever, ever. And so when I go abroad, it's brilliant. No one can get in touch with me if I don't turn Wi-Fi on.
Just beautiful.
Happy days.
That's the dream. Right, next question: day or night?
Again, what?
What for? What for?
The fact that I'm not, the fact that I'm actually thinking about this shows that I am no longer a young man.
Yeah, that's true. That's maybe true, yeah.
Because if you'd have asked me this question about 5 years ago, night, 100% night, going out all at night, no, daytime. I love just pottering about in the day.
With a little potter.
Yeah, just a potter. It's my favourite adjective. Just go around, do a little bit of this, go down the park, and day.
I'm probably day because the night I stay up the latest is when I record this podcast.
I know, it's mad that I can't believe that it just fucks up your body clock so much.
Every other night of the week I'm in bed by 10. Easy.
Yeah, I didn't realise today that obviously the latest you wake up is 4:45.
Yes, the latest I wake up for work is 4:45. Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah. Summer or winter?
Winter.
Yeah.
I'm a very sweaty man.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, don't like it too hot. Can I say spring or autumn?
Yeah, just mild.
Middle.
Moderately mild.
Could we be more British?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. We're discussing our weather now, for fuck's sake. This is incredibly British. Yeah, you can tell Oscar's not here.
No, exactly. Yeah. He wouldn't understand the next one either. Lovejoy or Rushden?
I've never really watched Soccer AM.
Oh, there you go. Okay, fair enough.
Rushden?
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
You would say he's a diamond.
Good. A Rushden and Diamond. Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Made the journey to Sound on my last day to see me off as well, which was very pleasant. Oh. You don't get presenters doing stuff like that. He's a nice one. He's a good boy. But he does present a rival podcast, so fuck him.
Rival?
Yeah.
Really?
Go with it.
Very much a League Two.
In Israel, we were beating them for a bit.
Oh, Israel.
Barbados.
Barbados.
For a time, we were higher than that show.
That you won't even mention it.
No, it's fine. Guardian Football Weekly, it's fine.
Who's ever heard of the Guardian?
No one. Arnie or Hasselhoff?
If it's not Schwarzenegger, I seriously have problems with you. How is it? It's Arnie.
I find that a strange question to frame, even. It's just sort of like, well, what? At what? Drinking? It's just very odd.
I feel we're looking far too much into these questions.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah,
okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, I don't think there's an Arnold Schwarzenegger film that could be on, and I'll just go, no, I'm not watching that.
Okay, fair enough. Favourite Spice Girl?
Baby.
Good choice, and the correct choice. When I was a teenager, I would have gone... what was Jerry called?
Ginger
Spice. I was a basic bitch. Redhead, big tits, lovely old job. But
and you're incredibly patriotic, so that dress did it for you.
Exactly, that dress really did it for me. But over time, Baby has been the most consistent, definitely. Correct. She's lovely as well. Really, really pleasant.
Seems like she's a nice person.
Yeah, really nice person.
I can get on board.
Anyway, then Indian or Chinese food. He's also put, maybe that's a bit obvious in today's world. I think he's trying to make a coronavirus joke.
Oh, how
poor
crass.
taste, and we would never do that. So.
How crass.
Yeah, so... Indian or Chinese food?
Well, coronavirus, so Indian.
Oscar
No,
would
I'm
definitely say Chinese. He doesn't like Indian
Yeah,
food,
hates Indian.
Yeah. I'm a weird one because I never get an Indian takeaway.
Really?
Never.
So what, you would only go to an Indian restaurant?
Yeah, I go to an Indian restaurant and I cook a lot of Indian at home, but I never get a take. It's weird. If I'm getting a takeaway, I'll always get Chinese. Very strange.
Which is weird because I think out of all of them, like the kind of takeaways, obviously, you've got like Indian, Chinese, Thai kind of thing, fish and chips. I think Indian is the one that travels the best. Chinese, a lot of the time you need it to be crispy or whatever, and then it goes soggy.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Fish and chips, I never get fish and chips. Not a fan.
Do you not?
No.
I used to work in a fish and chip shop when I was a kid. It's the
Did
best.
ya?
But consistently, I still say now, one of the best jobs I've ever had. Should never have left. Should never have left. Loved it. I was the potato boy.
You were the potato boy, the one that just chip in.
I didn't start there actually.
You had to work up.
I had to work up to potato boy. I
started off just pickling onions, and then eventually got promoted to eggs.
Bottling vinegar. I started on the counter and my mate was potato boy, and then I got wind that he wanted to leave and I fancied his job because this was when
he
I was
turned up in a suit and tie.
With my national record of achievement for the interview.
Your 5 metre swimming badge.
Exactly. And it was a brilliant job. I did it while I was at sixth form, and I would go to the chippy after school, and there'd be a thing there telling me how many sacks I had to do. I'd do that many sacks and then go, and I had the run of the wet room. I could play whatever music I wanted on the CD player that they had there because it was 2002 or whatever. And, great job. I've still got scars on my hands from being a potato boy.
Yeah?
Still got a few. Because your hands got cold and you could take chunks out yourself and not realise.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. What an age. A simpler time.
And that's it for questions this week. We've got a couple more that we might save for when Oscar's back, because some are tailored very nicely to Oscar. So we'll save a couple of them for next week.
We'll leave something for him, because he won't have enough to talk about.
No, with the 2 Chelsea games. I know.
Two Chelsea games and Star Wars and all this.
Oh my God, I know.
Bollocks.
I know.
I'm really happy for you, mate.
he does sound like he's having the best time of his life.
Literally the best time.
Maybe next week I'll just set him up with Finley for 45 minutes. They can talk Star Wars so they can get that out of their system. Then I'll boot him out and we'll do the rest of the podcast and we'll actually press record. We'll do that. But if you want to get in touch with us, we're Miles Offside Pod on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook as Miles Offside, but no one does. And you can email us, milesoffsidepod@gmail.com, because we're getting emails and everything now. So
literally, the email inbox doubled in size.
Stuffed.
We have had to delete nothing.
Nothing, because it's Gmail. And
Okay, fixtures, game week 27. As we said, recording on Sunday. No idea what happened with Chelsea, Man United. Yep. And Man City, West Ham. But we go early kickoff. Chelsea Spurs next week. So Oscar will either be inconsolable or giddy as a giddy aunt.
More so.
Giddiest of aunts after that game. Burnley, Bournemouth, Palace, Newcastle, Sheffield United, Brighton, Southampton, Villa make up the 3 o'clock amorphous blob. Forgot to mention this.
I knew you were going to bring this up.
Fuck's sake. I mean, obviously, talking of podcasts that are definitely our rivals, fucking Pete Donaldson of the Football Ramble called the middle of the Premier League an amorphous blob of shit.
Yeah, I was stunned when I heard that.
Livid.
Do they listen to us? No. Is it a coincidence? Yes.
Yes.
Are we going to be pissed off and claim that it means that they're ripping us off?
If you have to ask the question, I seriously doubt whether you know us.
Exactly.
At all.
Disgusting behaviour from the Ramble.
Oh, it's so good, though. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, they're very good. Yeah, very good.
Daily. One day we'll do daily podcasts.
Oh, my God.
No, we won't.
Only if they're going live to YouTube and I never have to edit anything.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're about 25 years away from that. Because I'll be dead! Leicester Man City is the late kickoff, which should be a tasty fixture, but it won't.
Doesn't mean anything, though, does it? It just... Ugh.
No, dead rubber. Sad. And then the Sunday, Man United, Watford, Wolves, Norwich, Arsenal against Everton, and Monday, 24th of February, Liverpool, West Ham, dicking.
Massive dicking.
Yeah, massive. Jesus, West Ham, City, Liverpool back to back.
Yeah.
They are in trouble.
Well, we were saying that it's a bad time for them to have their fixture run. I mean, God.
Yeah, it's a blip. I mean, they're in the relegation. Sorry, I thought they were just above it. Oh, damn. And if City smash them, they can drop to 19th on goal difference. Condolences. But apart from that, is there any other fixtures? Nah, fuck it. Let's get out of here. Let's do this. So we did rapid fire news. Yeah, we were worried that we weren't going to have enough content, but funnily enough, we managed it.
Always fill it.
We can always fill it. Waistbands and content. That's what we can fill. So thank you very much, Ian. Good to be with you again, not the other one.
Pleasure, mate.
Absolute pleasure. And thank you guys for listening. The diminished number of
the
you.
ones that did.
The real,
we appreciate it.
The real fans. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. Take care. Goodbye.